Hey everyone, thanks for watching. In today's video, I will be showing y'all how to make this DIY jellyfish wall art. I originally saw this when I went to an art gallery in Florida. I absolutely loved the piece, but it was pretty pricey for me, so I wanted to try to recreate it. This is the artist in case you were interested. She has all types of beautiful glass art, so definitely check her out if you are in the market for some artwork. As usual, we will first start with everything that you need to make it. First up, you will need some type of canvas. This is just one that I already had at home, and I just spray painted over it in white so that it was just a blank canvas. Next up, I used these plastic ornaments for the jellyfish body, and I got 2 different sizes of those. You will also need some type of paint. I recommend choosing 2 colors to give it that marble effect in the background. You will need some craft wire. I chose a silver and gold thicker wire, and then for the thin one I just chose a silver as well. And then you will just need some type of glass to add some more depth to the back of the painting. So I didn't use the marbles on the top. I just used these smaller pieces that I'm showing on the bottom. This glass is already polished, I guess you could call it, so it's not actually sharp or going to cut you or anything like that. You will need some casting resin and a hot glue gun. The first thing we're going to do is paint the background, so I just went ahead and put the 2 colors right on top of each other, and I didn't mix them. You just want to dip your paintbrush in it and then just begin making brush strokes up and down your canvas. This is going to give it that marble effect because we didn't mix the colors beforehand. This is a technique that I've actually never tried before, but I absolutely love how it ended up coming out. And then you also want to do the sides of the canvas as well. And this is how it looks once it dried. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the little tab off the top of the ornaments. As you can see, it breaks it to where it leaves a little indentation, which will be perfect for our wire once we do add that coming out the bottom of these. Once you have taken off the tab on all of those, you want to kind of get a visual of where you want everything to go. The wire does already come wrapped up, so once you go to cut it, it is already in a spiral, which makes it perfect for this DIY. I just went ahead and flattened one end so that it would fit right underneath the jellyfish, and like I said, since we broke the tab off and it made the little indentation, it's perfect for the wire to slide right underneath. So I just added all of my wires, and then I went ahead and started hot gluing the first jellyfish together. I added hot glue to the tops of the wires as well as different spots on the spiral where it did actually touch the canvas. Now I'm just adding a big glob of hot glue right on top of the wires, and then I'm going to sprinkle some of the glass right on top. And then I added glue around the plastic ornament and glued that right down on top of the wires. And then I just added a little bit more hot glue around the edges, and this is how the first jellyfish came out. I'm just going to repeat that process for the other 2 jellyfish as well. I'm adding all the wires, adding hot glue to different spots of each wire. This doesn't have to be perfect because once we add our resin on top, everything will be really secured down to the canvas, and then gluing down the plastic ornament right on top. If you have any spots that you need to cover up, I just added a bunch of hot glue and laid some of the glass on top of that. I also used this method to secure the ends of some of the bigger wires that were heavier. I didn't want the bottom to be poking out or moving around. Now I'm just taking 2 pieces of wood so that it can hold up our canvas above the table, because now we will be dumping the resin right on top and you want it to be able to drip off the edges. So first up, I'm just sprinkling all of the rest of the glass that I have left over all on the background of the canvas. So now we're going to take the 2 parts of the resin and we're going to pour part 1 into a Tupperware that we can throw away once we're finished. And then you want to add part 2, and then we're going to stir those 2 together. You want to do this very slowly so that a lot of bubbles don't get inside of the mixture. Also, you want to do it for at least 5 minutes to be sure it's completely mixed together. This is how it looked once I was finished. I'm now going to let it sit for 5 minutes so that that all of the air bubbles will rise to the top. And now we're just going to pour this on top of the entire canvas. It ended up not being exactly enough. I would say you should use a bottle and a half. So what I ended up doing was, since the resin was still wet, I felt like I needed to add another type of adhesive so that they would both maybe combine together. So I ended up using Mod Podge. And you definitely do not want to do this. As you can see, apparently where the Mod Podge and resin touched, it looks like it had some type of chemical reaction. I absolutely hated how it looked. I sat on it for a few days and was trying to decide what I could do to fix it, and I decided to just cut out that entire side. So I had to cut some of the top as well as one jellyfish off the left side. I thought since Mod Podge dries clear, resin dries clear, that you wouldn't be able to tell, but you could definitely tell. So I'm glad I was able to was salvageable, and I was able to keep 2 of the jellyfish. So this is how it looks once I finished. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye guys.